Slaves and drugs. I'm gonna go to the diner again. If I can, now that I've been actually given a quest to solve those issues, and I now talk to the people here, get something more out of them. We get a meeting with the owner here. What do you know about Swifty? Real piece of work, that one. Keep your eyes open, and anything I might be able to bring up to the HSP on him, I'd love to get him done. Right. Lost, right. Swifty's office. Hello. People in cages. An odd situation though, their owner is certainly not here. Things seem to be blocked. This could be the only direction they can basically just appear from.
Kill them all. They're trying to free the talent.
How the fuck did you get past Habit? Well, it doesn't matter. You'll never do anything else in the rest of your life. Wrong weapon! Yeah, it's a bit more accurate. It's pretty much a guaranteed critical hit on the head. Wait. Well, he's next. Oh, you're next. I wonder if Swifty is gonna get his first turn. Okay, here's the difference between using the extra initiative and abandoning it. You have your one extra action point, but you also... If Havoc would have had the few extra points of initiative, she would have still attacked for Swifty. So in a lot of cases it won't make much of a difference, but it still will make a difference. Two shots. Messed up arm. Minus 50% chance to hit and concussion. Let's go for the legs. Hubble, everything's going badly, and then you die. I'll take the 3 combat initiative, thank you very much. We could give up some evasion to get +5 initiative. The choice. Mine's 15, jeez fuck. I'm not giving up that much. I mean, it's everything we have. And on top of that, we'll get leadership negatives on the enemy, so it's a significant percentage. Maybe against certain enemies it doesn't matter, but I still feel currently it does make a difference. Swifty Sewer Key and MacGyver tape. How the fuck is that junk? Mood ring. Cut out t-shirt. Right, so I need the explode. What exactly is it? Dowsing rod, right. We should be using the key with when there's lives of the prisoners is at stake. I mean, if the bomb explodes, the 30 hit points these guys have isn't exactly gonna amount to much. Is sewer in the crater. Long sewer. Swifty sewer. You can take chances with the failure when no lives are at risk. Failure, failure. 26% chance of success even with lockpick in 10. I'm more or less interested in. I can open this with a key, but I want to see how much experience I can get from something like this. There's no way we'll fail this. It'll just take time. About 100. Wasn't exactly much of a slavery operation if someone just coming down the sewers can immediately reveal everything. Minigun. Swifty's order book. Dragon Claws. Well, it's probably better than Boom Fist. Yes. Sniper could probably use the massive amount of initiative on the ring. I mean, Outdoorsman +1? What the fuck is that? She could get initiative over 20. But we would have to get natural leadership up. It's not like I can't do it, but it's not like I have points to spend elsewhere either, so it probably is our next objective. But we'll stick with the equipment we have for now. This order book offers some circumstantial evidence that Duke Schwag works with the slavers. It has orders for redheads, blondes, boys, girls, etc. And also a note. DS says, good crop of blondes today, enough to fill Watts's order. Oh, this hasn't. I wouldn't consider this solved at this moment. This goes deeper than the operation there. We found Swifty's order book. DS says, good crop of blondes. Oh hell, they gotta be talking about Duke, don't they? You know, I've actually wondered about this for a long time, but didn't want to stir things up without being sure. Now I feel like a heel. How many kids have been taken 'cause I didn't speak up? Something's got to be done before another kid goes missing. Listen, I know I've got no right to ask, when I should have done something long ago, but, well, I'm a waitress and you're rangers. You know how to handle these things. Can you do something about Schwag? Put him out of business. Tell Heidi anything. Sure. You take a load off my mind, Rangers. Thank you. Come back and let me know what you did. Here's the thing. We don't exactly know what's going on with Heidi, but we know that the drug house has been raided multiple times and it still keeps operating. So whether by choice or incompetence, we have to assume that the security force here it doesn't really give two shits about all these operations, illegal operations. So if we basically just report this, I'm forced to conclude that nothing is gonna really change. Actually, I'm more worried that something might happen to Glow. That's much more likely in than something happens to the business owner. Any of the others know anything about this? Let's go have a chat. No visitors, go away. I want to try something for are trying to force the issue. I want to see if I can talk to the security officer that's right next to us. What's his take on things? We can't.
So, do these officers of the law actually do anything? Or is this some sort of ceremonial post?
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. I get the feeling that they're more or less maintaining the status quo, reacting when people get too upset, but they don't really have any intention of putting a stop to anything. I think they know more or less what's going on. They'd have to, otherwise they're totally incompetent. Brute force is definitely the way to go in. I wonder how bad is this gonna get. If I basically... But this seems like the wrong way to approach this. We have circumstantial evidence that they're involved, but shouldn't we inform the authorities before just getting in and shooting the place up? At least give them the chance. Actually, I'll do something different. I'll go after the drugs, because that might give us more information about what's going on. Is someone involved in in some kind of cover-up, or is it incompetence, or if there is some kind of an effort to intentionally prevent the information from spreading, who exactly is behind that? Yeah, there's definitely drug sellers, junkies, Morris and Philip. Philip Morris. Talk to the Don. Talk. Talk. No vacancy. Waste my time. I said no vacancy. We're full up. You let other customers in. Okay, I'll be clearer. No vacancy for you. No scram.
Have you no conscience?
Ooh. Taking cover, taking shots. And they're nicely blocking me, so I can't really do much. Holy shit, they have massive amounts of hit points. You missed, you fucker. So now I can't see anything? No, I can't. Yeah, because if I move, I'll waste action points. And the cost of firing changes, that's the big problem. Shit. Well, let's go to cover then. I don't think I have enough raw damage output anymore to kill them. So I'm going for the disabling route. I don't think I can really do anything else. You. We're starting to run out of cover here. Well, it makes a difference. Not a massive difference always, but it makes a difference. Ah, forgot about that we have this extra guy with us. Right, that's a bit of a bad thing. Hmm. Not bad, not bad. Okay, where do these doors go? Doors go? Two doors. Leads back out into the streets. Okay, this goes somewhere else. How the hell does the guy inside get out? It seems to be just this. A breakable wall. Why can't I just Jesus Christ, climb through there? Iron beamer. $70 scrap.
Copy. Congratulations, Echo 1.
Attribute point,
Done well.
correct point. So good level up for tincture. Worthless for herb. I guess I'm thinking about what the fuck am I gonna take. Level 40. First one to reach, I guess now. Second. Skill Monkey finally gets to use his skills constantly. They have decent initiative, decent amount of action points. Uh, not sure what we really want to take. We have to assume that this point is the last, so initiative makes the most sense. At the same time, I'm sort of leaning toward having more constitution health pool at this point. Yeah, you always think the single point of something doesn't really make that big of a difference, but it does help. At the same time, carry weight is currently a little bit of a problem constantly, but this would ease that, and it would probably provide about 40 extra points of health. That's not a minor thing. I think I'll strengthen myself on that front. Yeah. 42. What exactly do we want to develop? Maybe computer science to full, and we don't have to think about it. Don't have to switch anything up. It's totally unnecessary though, we can easily switch it up. So that's not a problem at all. I think I'd much rather take something different. So basically, mm, what? I can take an extra action point by taking weapons. Like a worthwhile cause. And what to do with the 6 points? I don't know. Maybe I'll take the computer science to 10 the next time. It's not really necessary, but at least I basically don't have to switch anything if I want to use that ever. On the other hand, we basically have the demolitions item only that we need to switch here and there. And the extra action point isn't exactly unwelcome. Heavy weapon, mini beast, and the beast. Please don't be the one standing there. There's not a lot of cover here where their sweet spot is. Ah, Spectrum Assault Vest. Thank you very much. Ah, right. The sniper's in place. Hmm. They didn't give a flying fuck what the energy weapon guys do. And you still get to you get to act before the guy who basically initiated the fight gets to act. We'll get 5 points, that means 2 attacks. The mini beast doesn't seem to be able to act initially. 4, 6, right. Lost his turn. Let's kill the fucker. And it's pretty much over at this point. Right. Crap and crap. Too lazy to switch items. Yeah, this is not a good idea. But 10 bullets. They trapped a container because it had 10 bullets in it. We're probably better off doing this through safe cracking because it can't critically fail. There's some kind of code panel there, not sure, I don't have the code, so... Hollywood sewers. I might be able to guess the code, but yeah, or you could use 10 seconds to use a skill and get past it. Ooh, it's a larger map. Yeah, I remember these. Alex Bermudez, I'm pretty worried about him. Things get too serious, I'm not gonna be able to keep him alive. To be some kind of operational base, because from the outside it looked like they basically have a place where they sell it. People come in, buy, and leave. So then no one seems to be noticing anything. Salt thugs. Do I want to charge them? Let's see what happens. How good is our initiative? Never had a chance. That's a very sturdy wall. Why would I want to break through? It almost looks like there's an area transition there. We might as well give it a try, but chance of success. Ooh, it looks like we might be able to use a grenade. I'm sort of looking for excuses to get rid of some of this shit, so. Yeah, it's possible to break through, but it seems unlikely. We're much more likely to hurt ourselves by doing something like that. Computer. Well, that's a lot of water. You see a very old computer with a big ominous red button. What could possibly go wrong? No real interaction. I don't want to press the button, but I would like to see the options. So if this presses the button when I use it, I'll just load. Ground shook once the big ominous button was pressed, so I don't want to press the big ominous button. You don't press big buttons unless you know what they're doing. This was blocked for a reason. And currently there doesn't seem to be anything that would, in my opinion, warrant any pressing of mysterious buttons. So white, yeah, I can't see any kind of interactions. Like, I don't see any bombs on the crates. Really, there's dynamite there. There's an actual explosion gonna happen. Black skirt. Let's test that out. Doctor's coat. Well, it's exactly what you think it is. Well, a sewer computer is gonna control some kind of sewer access, maybe how the water flows, that sort of thing. Don't walk into it. That's a lot of thugs. Would be a shame if something happened to them. No one died. 375 points of damage. They must have had a big reduction from somewhere. And it's not gonna come from armor. They have some kind of a ridiculous speed that helps them. Oh, more explosives. I need to go closer. Who's first? You. Who's next? Range is king. Heavyweight. Okay, critical chance increase without any loss in accuracy. That might be exactly what we're looking for. Sarape. Um, yeah, we will basically get a bit less critical chance, but massively more chance to hit. So we could try to go for the extra 30% damage increase. Uh, I don't care if it goes away. Was destroyed. Oh, we do. So it will be much more accurate with a 7% reduction in critical hit chance. It'll still be 70%. So it's quite high, but much more reliable. What exactly? Oh, more mines. This has to be incredibly important to them because of the defenses and the amount of people they have here. Also a larger section, so there's probably a toaster here.
Congratulations, Echo.
Perk point. Okay. How many skills? 14. That's enough to get stun chance. Applied force. Plus 5% chance to stun enemies when using melee weapons. Stunning is fairly annoying. It's basically just a small chance to get an additional status effect on the enemy. We could go for extra health too. But no, no. Plus 1 armor at close range for plated weapons. No. Let's go for the applied force. I've always been more offensive focused. It seems to pay off more. A 93% chance of success. Fail. I mean, does the game drastically change if critical failures were exterminated entirely for things like this? I suppose it doesn't bother me really that much. But at the same, it's more of a try to justify your sort of thresholds in games. Try to give them find a reason, justify why you chose this particular value. Maybe there's some kind of a graph where they chose that this is what we're looking for, and this is more or less what the end result is gonna be. We haven't thought about it more than that. We predict that on average these values will result in this and this and this, and that's where we like it. Something like that, where and no one's thinking about individual choices or how it affects the gameplay experience when a player plays. Just that it's assuming that certain amount of skill actions are going to be taken and things like that, that most of them will end up being huge successes. There's a few snacks here and there, and you can still recover from most of them, or it's not that big of a deal if critical failure happens, so it will not make any significant impact on the player experience. Better assault rifle. No. Well, yes. But no. I don't recall his action point amounts. 8. Yeah, it's no good. I basically have to burst every time. Currently, I can do 2 individual shots. I still sort of want to hold on to this though, because I'm not sure. No, you just can't get it all. Certain characters just are no good at using certain type of weapons. So that I certainly appreciate the variety, and not every assault rifle is identical. You have a little bit of variation in the action point cost to allow for different type of characters to effectively use the weapon. And low action point character like a Ralphie or lowish cannot really effectively use the more expensive one. I really wish he could, but it's much more important, I think, to be able to get those few good shots instead of staring too intently on the raw damage. Need to do something. Well, technically at least this can provide decent parts. It won't, but it might. Actually, I think we want tactical scopes, and this does not produce those. How much money would we get? 500. But what the fuck am I gonna do with the money? I need weight reduction. Um, I need both weapons destroyed. Alternatively, I need to. I have way too many medkits. Maybe too much ammunition. Certainly, their RPGs are a bit of a problem. Just distribute for parts. Do it. Well, if we have even a second guy with medical skill, we can then spread these things about a bit. But the fundamental point is we need to do inventory management again. And actually, I'm thinking of doing one thing. Basically, stop looting. We only get the items that we really want and never pick up junk or anything like that. Simply because this does not help us. So probably there are 20, 30 items that are totally inconsequential to us. So if we basically abandon scrap as a useful thing, what the fuck am I picking these weapons up for? No one's gonna use them. Its only useful use is money. And if you don't care about the money, why the fuck are you picking it up in the first place? And I don't have an answer to that. I shouldn't pick them up. But they're just a burden. So I think I think there's where the priests are. There's ooh, salt duck guard. Well, the priests are is a shop. But after that, I'm not sure if new gear even comes for sale anymore. You might certainly find new gear, but I'm not sure if you can buy. So it might be worthwhile to make a change at that point. Josie. 11% chance. Ooh, fuck. What's wrong with you? 11% chance. Holy fuckballs. It's probably 60 even with this. It is. So this is about as top as they're gonna get. Try not to fail. She'll die. Yeah, I'm loading. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that I have no fucking idea what I'm trying. I should be able to, as a doctor, assess how dangerous it is. I suppose, yeah, the percentage sort of does that, but it doesn't do that really. Two, it's an entire point of pushing a skill to this level is that you don't have to deal with this shit. And I wish if you push a skill to 10, you basically would have the Master Thief option, that you can avoid critical failures at that point. I don't want it to come for free, but I want the option to be there, somehow to achieve it. Maybe even use other perks to unlock it first. Yeah. 2 critical failures and 1 normal failure. All result in Josie's death. So what the fuck did you learn all those doctor skills for? Apparently something is blocking me. Oh, it's him. Alex Bermudez. You're very kind people. I would have died if you hadn't helped me. Okay, tell me what you need and I'll see what I can do. Can you take me to a friend of mine? His name is Raji. No, I'll take you to him. I think I know why it bothers me that even at full you sort of have your critical failures. It's because it's bad role playing. Uh, Let me explain. Let's say you find yourself in this type of situation. You have a sick person. You can use your doctor skills. Maybe you need to. I'm not sure if it applies to this, but let's say you have to do some kind of operation. There's some kind of emergency. You have to do it. It's a bit risky, but he's gonna die anyway. So at least with your effort, you have a chance to see this through, see it successfully through, save his life. There's no grudges to behold. I mean, death is certainty if you don't do something. At least there's
You
hope of
know,
salvation.
it's a tradition of my people to use all of the animal when we kill it. But some parts we do not use for food.
Right. The thing is, you could allow that to be done in a couple of ways. The shit way is to say, okay, roll the dice. Wherever the dice lands, yeah, you failed, she died. You succeeded, she's fine. It's very detached from role playing when the exact opposite should be the goal. You get yourself immersed there. Give them something tangible, details, something they can work with, maybe some choices, like their anything to basically enhance the role play and reward your players for it. They can choose to roll the dice, but if they can basically roleplay a little bit of a doctoring of the target there, you could sort of try to knock the luck in their favor because they're engaging in the game, immersing themselves into it, role playing properly. So instead of just a dice roll, it's an actual operation or that you have some information on, maybe a couple of stages how it proceeds, and allow a person to make some choices there. Maybe a riskier act that could be more beneficial, or a safer act that more or less stabilizes the character but will not really fundamentally solve it. Stabilizes so we can move it around, but he can't take part in the rest of the actions until he gets a proper doctor, versus riskier operation. But if you manage to pull it, he might be able to start functioning a little bit instead of being a total waste for a while. So basically, try to engage the player instead of just having dice rolls, dice rolls, dice rolls decided. It's the worst possible thing, basically sitting there and rolling dice constantly instead of role playing.
Josie, you're
There,
alive.
you're
I'm
safe.
so glad. Now just rest a minute. I gotta talk to these cops.
I hate everything.
Honorable pigs. I wouldn't have believed it. You actually brought Josie back. Here, I definitely owe you something for your help. This book's helped me out of, and into, some jams. Now, what do you want to know?
Escape artistry for assholes. What do you know about slavery in Hollywood?
I've told you all I know. You should poke around Schwags if you want to know more.
Swifty?
He's one of the talent agents who hang around Schwags. A real creep from what I hear. If you're looking for slavers, he might be a good place to start.
Schwags?
The way the HSP lets those agents prey on my runaways makes me sick. They're just slavers with business cards. I've tried to get the HCC to investigate, but Schwags is a dues-paying member, so Heidi just looks the other way, the bitch.
So if we basically want to act, we need to act. Salt.
If I knew where it was coming from, I'd firebomb the place. But it seems to come out of nowhere. They deal it out of the Hotel California, but I've had kids watch the place day and night. Nobody leaves, nobody makes any deliveries.
Yeah, the sewer base.
Hey, if you managed to wipe that filth out at its source, you would be doing the kids of Hollywood the biggest favor of their lives. I might even change my mind about pigs.
Many.
I'm glad there's a safe place for all the pretty ones to work in this town, but the place itself? Opium for the masses, brother. A big, shiny show to keep your mind off the fact that you just handed good old Manny all your money at his big, shiny tables. Oh, I'm sure he runs an honest game, but it doesn't matter, does it? The house still wins.
Naturally, otherwise they wouldn't have the establishment at all. It's a business after all, it has to make a profit. But the entire point is the house doesn't give a flying fuck who wins. It's a neutral party in that sense that ensures impartiality. And the reason is because the house always wins. Doesn't matter who wins, and really not how much, except for certain special cases. But fundamentally, they just run the games, and they important for them is that people play. It's irrelevant who wins and who loses. What do you know about Manny?
Big as a house, and he's still a human sock puppet. And you know who has her hand up his ass and is moving his lips for him? Heidi fucking Hollander. He's so grateful to her for keeping Hollywood safe that he kisses her ass 24 hours a day. As far as he's concerned, she's never done anything wrong in her life.
What do you know about Heidi?
She's a good businesswoman, I'll give her that. She turned Hollywood into big money, but she only cares about the businesses. People don't matter. As long as the HCC gives her enough money to defend her turf against those God's militia crazies, she doesn't care what dirty business they get up to behind closed doors.
That's reasonable. I mean, each person has their goals, and it makes sense to focus on the important stuff for you. If you're basically focusing on everything, you're lacking focus on your important goals. Heidi seems to care about the top. She wants a certain amount of resources to do what she wants to do, and she doesn't care at all how those resources are gathered. As long as things stay more or less stable and the necessary resources are there, she's pleased. She doesn't want to rock the boat. It's not important. It's important that stability is there. God's militia.
The only good thing the HCC does is keep those wackos out of Hollywood. This town may be corrupt, but the militia are religious fascists. They worship some sledgehammer messiah who preached that the only good sinner is a dead sinner. I'll be honest, whatever.
Copy, Ranger Team Echo. Congratulations, Echo 1.
Someone got a perk point. Was it you? No. 20 points and nowhere to stick them. I suppose. Field medic is worthwhile. Maybe extra surgeon, so we don't have to switch items. I mean, the surgeon has multiple perks. They seem to reduce the cooldown time of the debuffs after you've been knocked down. But so I don't particularly see why you couldn't have one extra perk there or two that are connected and just eliminate critical chance. Doesn't have to come cheaply, just that it's there as an option. At the same time, again, it doesn't matter if that woman had died, we would have lost some experience and maybe information, but that's it. That's not that important. Extra weaponsmithing certainly not necessary. Surgeon, we always switch equipment anyway. It's so infrequently used. Mechanical repair, I don't even recall when this was last used. What exactly could I... Ooh, I could take... roboticist, but I don't have a perk point, and the level up will provide the skill points necessary for that. Don't have to take it now. No perk points, nothing, we can really take them. We could take more outdoorsmen. I don't understand how this would benefit us. It would basically guarantee, I suppose, 100% evasion chance against all opponents, no matter what. That's it. Would there be a proper advantage to be gained somehow? Field medic, I suppose. Armor maintenance. Does that do? Less damage from energy weapons. But energy weapons are like the least of my concerns because no one has heavy armor. Right, we could take level 5 in field medic, which would allow us access to all the interesting stuff already. We would basically be missing 2 health packs, but we could get access to the important ones, advanced medkits. At that point I could donate every medkit like that to someone else. We can just rely on the master medic packs. Sooner or later I'll have to spend the points somewhere. $19 points and nowhere to put them really. Could easily take a secondary weapon, but I don't care anymore. We can handle with the weapons we have. Yeah, back to the sewer. No, I'm not going back to the sewers. I need to lighten my load a bit. I'll go visit Rambo. Or you, rat boy. Iron beamer might be scrappable to something useful. Booze? Lockpicking +1, right. Bit too late for that. Why do you have a dowsing rod? Okay, that should at least help a bit. Right. Too many RPGs. Right. I talked to the rest of the junkies, maybe find out something interesting. This is not where I was supposed to go. Right. Lissy and Missy, why are you here? Right, the opposition isn't exactly too tough. More or less we're just gonna walk through the sewers. I suppose it's... no. Even the level... I was thinking it probably has to do with the levels that we've maybe leveled up more than you could assume. But that's not the point, because we have a huge amount of unused skill points, and I took combat skills full a long time ago with most people, so that's not it. I think it's mainly the weapon modifications, because you basically can an high initiative on several characters, so you can basically for
It smells like Scotchmo in here.
right. For practical purposes, you can basically end the fight before the enemy has a chance to do all that much. These type of enemies just don't have the durability. What are the junkies doing? There's a woman we can talk to. I'm yours for only 15 scrap. Do we have a deal? I don't think so. Some kind of junkie. Yeah, that's probably something you don't want to stick your dick in. I'm sorry. Especially since we don't have condoms. Probably not the first time she's selling herself for some cash. Okay, it looks like we have the high security route here, protecting the terminal too. And then it's exit. Exit where? I don't recall extra entrances. Show me what you got, game. Yeah, this is Heidi's brothel. the base of the statue you notice curving scratches in the floor, as if the statue was often moved out of the way. Tracing up the base of the statue to its arm, you notice a faint seam with the grind marks circling the shoulder. The arm is a lever, so it's a secret wall. Salt Lab keycard. Yeah, it doesn't get much more conclusive than this. This keycard will unlock the door to the Salt Lab in the Hollywood sewers, so why would she have it? Unless she's the one behind all this. Yeah, there's no point, at least behind this. That will explain why there was no response really from the security forces. They never managed to shut this down. Because they always escape to the sewers. And if she sends them, naturally she warns them too. So. There's no indication that she's involved in slavery though. But why would she do the salt thing? It's not like it's just a drug. It's a highly addictive drug that destroys the person. Crazy Uncle Bilbla. Toaster. This old man's toaster is in need of repairs. Crazy Uncle Bilbla's prices are insane. Okay, we'll buy. What are you selling? Crazy Uncle Bilbla is selling him the key card to the sewer door over there, and you won't believe what a bargain it is. We can't wait for Crazy Uncle Bilbla to tell us. Crazy Uncle Bilbla is selling the key card for just. Please help me fix this toaster. Looks like it's your brains that need fixing, Pops. Crazy Uncle Bilbla says, I'm sorry, that item is temporarily out of stock. Alright. Okay, let's see it. There's about 60% chance I will succeed. Right. Feel free to repair it. And then it explodes, and then what? Sort of shotgun? Well, it's repaired. Thanks. So it's another keycard that we already had. Salt Lab keycard. Right.
Copy, Ring. Congratulations, Echo 1.
Skill points, no perk points. Don't care. panel. I think we're definitely better off using the keycard. Very, very hard door. Well, well, well. What am I seeing? A little bit easier door on the other side. That's where the guards are. That's a lot of guys. That's a lot of guys. Well, we have missile launchers and everything, I'm not too worried. Seems exactly the type of place where you would want to use those. I'll start with a missile launcher. I do want to use one, there's no getting around that. Yeah, we can get quite a few of them in the same shot. We basically ended the fight with that shot. Who's next? Piece cake. The ranges are just insane with the modifications. Right. We really just need to kill him.
This is where the poison comes from. This
Oh,
is
shit.
the place that turns normals into zombies. We must destroy it.
And sort of missed. Pretty pathetic move.
Copy, Ranger. Congratulations, Echo 1.
Just skill points and health. Proton axe. Looks like they cook salt in these tanks. Like, can I just destroy them? We'll see why not. Black leather coat. Good. I'm somewhat interested in seeing what the black leather coat looks like. It's some kind of matrix type. No, it's we want to have the look like one of the church people, then you wear that. But, fuck it. I don't really care about the consequences. I'm not gonna leave the drug lab here. %91 chance of success. Still have to deal with this shit. More guards, maybe? No, just Air Jordans. Well, that's still a mission accomplished for us. I still don't quite get where the machinery is supposed to come in. I mean the computer you can use. You can sort of hear some kind of rumbling from the distance, but what the fuck does that matter? Can move here, it's some kind of a sunken area. Venom, toxic water. Familiar tingle of radiation. Maybe it'll drain this. Maybe it'll flood something, that's another option. Holy ass cracker. 44 constitution every 10 seconds. Jesus fuck. And it's probably even more than that. Okay, that was bad. That was very bad. I think I'll head for the hospital at this point. As far as I can see, we basically just bypassed the guard post. I'm gonna go and use the terminal. I'm somewhat curious what it does. I would assume the effect is felt here mainly, because it's a sewer computer. It would control some kind of a pumping mechanism, maybe. Get rid of the venomous radiation. What could possibly go wrong? That's a bit ominous, yeah. Any changes? No? I mean, what could this computer possibly do? I feel like there should be at least a role-playing option again for you to use science to try to determine what the likely use for the computer is. If I can't determine the use, I'll load. Because I was never really that keen on pressing it. Maybe it'll... There seems to be a pumping sound here. Nothing's changed as far as I can see. Yeah, it's still the same shit, so... Maybe there's a warning light? Fire? No, it's just light reflecting from the surface. I have no idea what it did, but it's the way it's being described with no real information makes me think of only one thing. It's basically a quest related to a hostile entity trying to do something in for the Hollywood. So there's at least the priest, and then there's the children of the new citadel. So I don't particularly want to do anything that might favor them. It could fundamentally change something in the Hollywood area, but I still would imagine it's just a hunting computer of some sort. Maybe it would have affected something the Souls Lab, but it's pretty much impossible to take the guess. Yeah, it could do that or just not do that at all. Either way, I'll leave this place. As far as we're concerned, we basically wrapped this up. It's now more of a question, are we gonna do the same thing with the slavery thing? We know if we just talk to Heidi. Well, actually we don't know. There's nothing to indicate that she would be involved in the slavery business. That's much more likely that she's basically ignoring it because she has her fingers in the same pie more or less that she shouldn't be in. So as far as I can say, it's if we don't do something, nothing will get done. And there's like 3 guys in the room with the owner. If we just go in and put a few bullets in him, I think that's basically all we need. My concern would be how is Heidi gonna react to me basically killing business owners here. I can't imagine that going down well. How much did it cost? Don't really care though.
Thanks for clearing out the shop, Rangers. Don't mind the mess, friends. Martha will have it cleaned up in a jiffy. Let's trade. See you, Rangers.
Ah, a seller of herbal remedies. Nice to see someone so sensible in this strange town.
I guess I'll go and put a bullet in the man. Or am I? Here's the problem. What exactly would I want to do here? I suppose Veronica is sort of like Heidi, except a more compassionate version. So in some sense, we might be, and she's second in command, so we might be looking for another power struggle here, where we choose the leader of the community, more or less. So we might be better off just basically ignoring the slavery thing for now. I mean, we can always go in there and just shoot the guy. But if we start rocking the boat, we might jeopardize the opportunity to effect a change of leadership here. It's not like I'm saying we won't do anything about slavery. I'm saying we might want to hold off on it for a little while, and I'm not even talking about a week or two, just hours, if not a couple of days. I don't know how it real time would be handled in this. Either way, I have no plan of letting it stay like this. I'm more or less seeing, does it make sense to really push it right now? We might lose the opportunity to make a permanent change instead of just killing a slaver that's gonna pop up soon, a new one anyway. Proof of slavery, yes. Let me see it. Yes, this is perfect. Now please take this to Heidi, show it to her, she'll have to listen now. Okay. Leah and Eric? I talked about anything else. No. Yeah, she still
What does
trusts
it
her.
take to work here? Pain? How about misery instead? Rats.
Okay.
Have you spoken to Veronica?
No, I haven't learned anything.
I'm disappointed in you. Please attend to Veronica quickly.
I can't, yeah, I think this might be the better way to do this because I can't do anything about the truck issue at all at the moment, even though it's clear that Heidi is involved in that. But nothing, I can't say about it to anyone or do anything about it. So I think we're better off just going with the flow. Let's see where that goes. What do you know about slavery in Hollywood?
There is no slavery in Hollywood. Every one of my entertainers is here of their own free will. And it is the same for the boys and girls who work at the Chinese casino. I have never coerced anyone, or asked anyone to do anything against their will. And I never will. They do what they love, and they love what they do.
She didn't answer the question. I talked about Hollywood. She talked about her own establishment and the Chinese casino. She probably tells the truth, but she dodged the question.
I have heard those rumors, but I had the HSP investigate, and they came up with nothing. The girls and boys who supposedly disappeared, well, some went back home. Some got jobs in other towns. Some wandered off as wanderers do. The stories of slavers prowling schwags are just stories, possibly put about by jealous competitors to try and keep people from eating there. There's no truth to them.
Right, she knows. But I need to show her the evidence so I can talk with the lady downstairs again. So, tell me about schwags.
A fine and friendly eating establishment, and the social hub of Hollywood. Everyone who's anybody goes there to see and be seen. Some of the brightest stars of stage and boudoir have been discovered there, and young hopefuls flock there every day. It is well worth a visit.
Okay, we found evidence of slavery in Hollywood.
This is very serious, and I thank you for bringing it to my attention. I will have the HSP look into this immediately. But please, do nothing on your own. This must be handled internally with a minimum of fuss. Hollywood's reputation cannot be compromised.
Yeah, she is not gonna do shit.
Come back when you're looking for some entertainment.
I'd keep my
Rangers.
eye on old Heidi. She's wily as a fox.
We know. But Veronica is not gonna talk to us unless we show the evidence, so... Yes, I've shown the evidence. And she said she'd have the HSP take care of it? I know where that's going. Nowhere. Well, at least you tried. Thank you, Rangers. Wait, Rangers, listen. You asked before if you could help me with any personal matters, and I was reluctant, but after this, I find I trust you now. So, there is one thing, if you're still interested. We are interested. Thank you. It's a bit embarrassing for a woman in my position, but I have fallen in love. and worse, in love with a customer. I call him the broken man. He comes here to be beaten, for his sins, he says, and they must be terrible, for I have sometimes nearly killed him, and still he feels it is not enough. I don't know his name, and I have never seen his face, for he wears a mask, but I love him, and I fear for him. We're beating for his sins, so he's probably a priest. He used to come once a week, but I haven't seen him in a month. I'm afraid something happened to him, or that I did something to offend him. I know it's crazy to ask you to find a man whose face I can't describe, but if you meet a tall man, very thin, with a sad face, can you ask him if he knows someone named Veronica? If he does, can you ask him to come back to her? The other bit of information I have on the broken man is that he is not from Hollywood. Maybe Los Bells? Or I dread to think that he could be from the Bastion. Well, they're both priest territories, though. I'll do it. Thank you. I know it's a shot in the dark, but if you find him, I'll be eternally grateful. What do you know about him? He has never removed his mask, so I can't tell you much. He is tall and lean, moves with a practiced grace, yet so much weighs on his shoulders. I do not know what burdens him so. Guilt. Yeah, I'll leave things here. At least we have new things to do. Um, what things do we have to do? Alex Bermuz's brother. Find out who's the broken man. We're gonna have to do something about Schwag too, but I'll delay it for a while. And I don't think I want to help Heidi Hollander find out who Mistress Parika's love is. Knowing what type of person she is, it would be grossly irresponsible to reveal that type of information to her. And that's about it.